both well in your futures and congratulate you on your new roles. Minister, I want to bring to your attention, under the section of small businesses, agriculture and farming probably make up some of the most small, the most businesses in rural Ireland. And I just want to bring to your attention in terms of the transfer of bank accounts from Ulster Bank, from the banks that are closing to, say, Permanent TSB and to other banks where overdraft facilities aren't being acknowledged. Farmers are running into real difficulties here for banks that don't understand the nature of farming and in terms of payments that come in at certain times of the year. So they're finding now that they're completely without overdraft facilities. So when you talk about credit and credit flows being available to small businesses, absolutely and certainly that is needed in order to sustain those businesses.
Are we still on 17?
Yeah, we are. So,
okay.
Yeah, is that okay? So it's absolutely necessary that, I'm asking you, can you intervene with the banks and make them aware that they were to do everything possible to make that transition as smooth as possible, but where farmers are now finding that they don't have the overdraft facilities that they have before, that they had before, they're in real difficulty around that. Can I ask you to look at it? Thank you.
Look, I'd like to thank Deputy Conway-Walsh for her good wishes and also for raising this specific issue, which I will follow up on. I think the most important thing here is that the departure of Ulster Bank and KBC is done in an orderly manner, that the interests of their customers are protected. The fact that these two banks are leaving the Irish retail market is deeply regrettable, and it will have implications in terms of competition and consumer choice. But that said, it is beyond our control. They have made their commercial decision to leave the Irish market, and we now have to make sure it is done in a way that minimises the disruption and the kind of fallout that you highlight there for individual customers, including farmers. It is the subject of very close scrutiny by the regulator, by the central bank and the team there, who are on an ongoing basis reminding both Ulster Bank and KBC of their obligations. And you've raised a specific issue in relation to overdraft availability, and I will ask that that would be looked at. In relation to your points, Deputy Dillon, I am aware, of course, of the exclusion of certain sources of energy from the Temporary Business Energy Support Scheme. My understanding is that that is because of concerns that were raised by the Revenue Commissioners at the time in relation to oil, LPG, kerosene, and as you know, as things stand, the scheme is due to end at the end of February. But in the course of my examination of all of the issues that are due to arise before the end of next month, I will be looking at the operation of the TBES scheme as well. Earlier on this evening we had an exchange across the House in relation to the 9% VAT rate. I was asked to put on record the costings of extending it, and extending it to the end of this year would cost €427 million.